This is actually not from the International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund has given its praise for this new Unicoin and a sort of strong endorsement. But this is
Oh,
actually being
okay.
issued. Yes, it's actually being issued, Brandon, by a global body that I'd never heard of, and I would guess that most of our viewers had never heard of, called the DCMA, which stands for Digital Currency Monetary Authority. Digital Currency Monetary Authority. The members of this group are central bankers, central banks from nations around the world, sovereign states, and basically billionaires and sovereign state players. And they've issued this, announced that they're going to issue this new Unicoin, a universal monetary unit called the Unicoin, powered by AI, artificial intelligence, and they have the audacity in their press release, Brannon, to say that this universal monetary unit, the Unicoin, it will be a quote decentralized international banking network, unquote. There's nothing decentralized about this. That's why it's called a as in unity coin. It's globalized, it's issued and monitored by a global agency that will be a digital version, it sounds like, of the Bank of International Settlements. That's what this global body really is when it comes down to it, Brandon.
Wow. And of course, I'm going to show this real quick because the IMF is having one of their meetings are going on from the 10th to the I think the 14th or the 15th, I guess, through today. Here we go. You show this. This
Yes.
is the International Monetary Fund Connect. So they've got their meetings going on right now, and
Spring meeting.
so
Yep.
we're moving. Yeah, their spring meeting. So this is all moving very, very quickly.
Yeah. So if they control
Don't
the
forget the
food,
money.
the energy, the food, the energy, the money, and now the water, what's left? They're also controlling the movement of people through the digital passports, the digital certificates that the World Health Organization is already working on to set the standards for globally. The G20, as you recall, in November of last year, when they broke up their annual meeting, at the end, they said, our number one goal is to get the nations of the world to all implement digital passports. That will be the new digital ID system. So we're going to have the digital global money system and the digital global ID system. You marry them together and you get social credit scoring systems where everybody will have to be a good little boy and a good little girl, follow the narrative coming out of the corrupt media, the corrupt government, or what? They can penalize you by hijacking your money, turning it off, making so it no longer works, or making it so that you can only spend it at certain places or within a certain geographical pod. You go outside of your pod and your money no longer works. This is what it's all about. This is the beast system. It's all coming together, folks.
Let's look at this real quick. Global research. Show this, guys. Hello, Project Icebreaker. Goodbye, financial freedom. The dangers of central bank digital currencies. I'm going to go on down the page, and there we go. Project Icebreaker. It's important to understand that central bankers are moving at breakneck speed to develop and introduce digital currencies. It's not a matter of experimentation. They already have the systems ready to implement. In my investigations of various central bank digital currency programs and how quickly they are progressing, I came across an interesting project, a program called Project Icebreaker, managed by the Bank for International Settlements. Something, folks, we've been talking about here for almost 20 years, and that is the Central Bank of Central Bankers. It's based in Basel, Switzerland. Carol Quigley, in his book Tragedy and Hope in 1966, warned that the world government would come through the Bank for International Settlements. No sooner did I report that on a broadcast many years ago, a week later, the president of the European Central Bank came to town and said, we're going to New York, we're going to implement world government through the Bank for International Settlements. And I thought, well, that's exactly what Carol Quigley said in his book in 1966. So here you have the Central Bank of Central Bankers Introducing a Project Icebreaker concludes experiment for a new architecture for cross-border retail central bank digital dollars. They all make it sound like it's about cross-border, making things easy. But what this is really all about is a smoke and mirrors to get us all in the mark of the beast system. Closing comments, Leo?
Absolutely. And that, by the way, the Project Icebreaker is it's a project of Israel, Sweden, and Norway in cooperation with the Bank of International Settlements pilot program. They're testing it all out. I think they're testing several systems out. We're not sure which one, will be the final format that we will all be forced into. Use this money or you don't get to buy or sell, but it's all being played out and tested and probably going to be implemented later this year or early next.